who joined us and will speak shortly. Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Ghana, Her Excellency, the Ambassador of Nepal, Mrs. Muri, the First Secretary from the Embassy of India, Dr. Bhavani from UNESCO, and Mr. Halel Al-Nir, who came back to Israel after a few days, the Inter-American Development Bank, Noah from the Ministry of Economy, and it's always great to have a representative of the students, Ms. Eldris, that will join the panel that Tami will host soon. So at this point, I want to give the floor to Professor Sand, the Dean of the faculty.
Okay, I will be just brief. I am really impressed with all the distinguished members currently joining us, the ambassadors and highly distinguished public officers in the Israeli and other administrations. To save time, I will not call each and every one of you by name, but I do have the utmost respect, especially to each and every one of you. I will, as I said, be very brief, and I bring it right to the point. Tami Ronen, who is the head of the program, preceded me as a Dean of Social Sciences and has served on this role for 8 years. Anyone who knows Tami Ronen, you know that you can't stop her, so you'd better find something to do with her. And so I figured out this would be the solution, and it was actually a pretty good idea, I'm happy to say. But both Tami and I, we've been working for many, many years together. And when you work with students, you keep hearing, especially what I call the new student. There is a new student on the block, and this new student is restless. She's interested in everything. You absolutely need to help her get some focus. And they need jobs. They all see all their friends going to the high-tech business. They see how quickly they make how much money there. They don't want to do high-tech necessarily, but they do want to get jobs and somehow engage in what they care about, which in this case, almost invariably, the miseries of certain countries that have not been as fortunate as Israel and other OECD countries. And so what you do is this new student. And Tami really figured out the way to work with them. And it's a combination of high level, sometimes technical, sometimes challenging, but as Alon said, quite theoretical understanding of the issues with economists and engineers and sociologists and anthropologists and economists and you name it. They all come together and they try to give the students the background, the theoretical background necessary. And they're very young and very energetic and they have all that they need, and so they do a really good job at it. But at the same time, we kind of throw them into the field quite quickly. One of the things that we have learned about students, about this new student, is you have to get them focused. And it turns out that it's very hard for them to get energized by Zoom or by classrooms. They get energized when you throw them to the field, when you take them to the actual location where the work needs to be done. And this combination of highbrow theory and students constantly spending time on the ground doing what they've learned to do in theory in actual practice is actually what keeps them very happy throughout the program. And then, since they work with real NGOs and ambassadors and state officials, it comes as no surprise as to learn that they all end up with jobs, actually quite wonderful jobs with all of these NGOs, different countries, different places. And so this is a combination of really high-end, high-level studies for a master's degree with a really practical side that is very exciting because it's done on the ground and in participation with all of these different organizations, and a job almost guaranteed at the end of the day. Now, the biggest advantage of this program is that it is headed by Tammy Ronen, who is kind of the restless person who somehow gets everybody energized and working hard throughout. It's like in the entire high-tech world in Israel, you've got to have a leader that energizes a team, and then you can do wonders. And that's kind of Tammy's role. So just leave it at that and pass microphone along to Tammy to take it from here.
Thank you, Itai, very much. And I'm very excited to see all of you, some of my old friends, some of my new friends, and many people that I'm happy to see here. And it's hard to believe that it has been only a year since we launched the new MA program. So I'd like to start by thanking Seed Israel. I think Alon Beir and Dana and everyone else from Seed Israel has really been a great help for me, but also became friends for the idea, for the wish to change. And I think that all of us share the idea that we want the world to become better. And we believe we can do it. And you know that if you don't have a dream, you can't really make the dream come into true. As much as I am flattered by Itai's words, it is never a work of one person, and I would never been here without all my friends, and especially Professor Adas Maman, who you will hear later on. She's an engineer, and Dr. Ram Fishman from public policy. He's an economist, and they are conducting the program with me. I wouldn't be there if not for their great research and work and teaching, and it's a joy. I said last year, and I'll say this year again, that if any of you who are interested in the program think that we started it for you, dear student, to come and join us, you're wrong. We started it for ourselves because we love what we're doing. We enjoy working together, and we feel that we're doing great thing, and you just give us an excuse to do it. So I'll say very short few words about the program, and whoever is interested, our secretary Ilana is here as well, and maybe Ilana, you write in the chat your address if people want to clarify and ask some question about it. This is a 1-year MA international program. This year, we have about 2/3 Israeli and 1/3 international students. I don't believe that in spite of the corona and needed to conduct everything by Zoom and nothing that really worked the way we wanted, and now without the ability to go abroad, we were able to launch the program, to enjoy it, and to conduct project. Bhavani from Amrita University should be here with us, and she will talk soon. And we talk often. I think that any of us, Ram, Adas, myself, all our students have at least 1 week contact and talking about what we're going to do together, and some things are already done in spite of the corona and the distance and things. One of the main benefits of our program, and this is what is so unique about it, is that it is multidisciplinary. Both the faculties come from all over the university, and we combine different strengths and ability and profession, but also the students come from mathematics, physics, engineer, as well as psychology, policy, economy, literature, everything. And we believe that everyone can use their own strength and virtue to put on a new way to bring about and adopt new technology in developing countries. The other unique feature of the program is that it's very modular and integrated. Each of the course is very strongly connected to others. So when students come to learn, they don't just learn different courses, but they learn different aspects of the project and research they're going to do. So agriculture, learning about farmers with offer, and challenges and economy with Ram, and technology with Adas, and psychology with us, with me. Everything surrounded the idea of how we can make change in developing countries, how we can make it sustainable, and how do we learn to work with the local community for their own benefit, and trying to empower them to be able to bring the change for themselves and use us as partner, co-partner. We don't come to bring change, we come to work together with our friends all over the world, especially India and Africa, but we're open to new opportunity and try to do together what we all study and write about. Another important feature is that none of us really only concentrate on theoretical research or theoretical learning. Each of us conduct projects in the world. So when we teach theory, we actually teach the base for our project and research, and it's all linked together. So the student working groups, they uh, work together to accomplish their dreams. And one of the students said in our open day that actually it doesn't look like a university or learning program. It looks more like learning group because we all learn together, learn from each other, try to accomplish new idea and new event to work on. And it can be seen, I think, very much by our strong connection with India that over the year became a place where we come when we can, where our students visit and stay and work, when we conduct uh, seminars and lectures and project together, when we supervise students together. So actually is our dream of how to combine the word and work together to bring positive change. I don't want to spend too much time talking about the program. I do invite everyone who wish to know more, and Ram and Adas will tell you more later on. You're very welcome to connect with us and ask questions. And I would very much like to hear some of our guests here and ask them uh, how do they see the link with Israel, with our program, with the need to bring new idea. And maybe I'll start as written in your program with the ambassador of Ghana. And as I told you before, I'm very proud to say that I have the first student, and he's here, that will start his learning with us in October. He's from Ghana and we correspond all the time. So it's very exciting for me to start more formal relationship with Ghana. And I was very happy to talk with you last week. And could you please, Ambassador, share with us some of your ideas? You need to unmute yourself.
Yeah,
yes.
sorry. Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Tammy. Thank you to all participants. Let me first of all thank you for inviting my embassy to join this webinar. Um, I'd like to share the sentiments expressed by Professor Itai when he talked about the new type of student we have. Indeed, um, they're restless, they want something to do, they want to see change in their communities. And so gone are the days, I would say, when some research work would end up on the shelves. Now, increasingly, there's the desire to see a connection, a link between academia and industry. And so that's the kind of students we have now who want to see their research work impact communities. And so this program, I believe, is very important in the sense that it will help the students not just to do whatever, anything, but something that they believe will impact their communities. In Ghana, we have many of our youth who study at the first degree, and then sometimes for a majority of them, when they cannot find jobs, they decide to go ahead and study for a master's degree. So at the end of the day, it's not, we don't just want students who will study a master's degree for the sake of it, but will study a master's degree program which will bring change to their communities. And that's what a lot of the universities are doing. For example, we have one of our public universities, University for Development Studies, which encourages, they have a program where in the third trimester of their studies, students live actually in the community and do projects which will enhance community living. And so I believe there are a lot of opportunities for students, for Ghanaian students to partner with Tel Aviv University, in particular your department in this program. And as I mentioned last week, it's something that some of our university faculties will be interested in. At the end of the day, we're sharing experiences, we're learning from best practices. It's creating, it to create opportunities for students to learn more about not just Tel Aviv University, but about Israel also. What is it that Israel is doing right that perhaps we are not doing right in Ghana? What is it that they can do to enhance community living in Ghana? And let me say at this point that Ghana and Israel, we go back many years to the time of our independence. Israel already was independent, it was a young nation. Israel opened a consulate office in Ghana. And when Ghana attained independence in 1957, March 1957, we straight away recognized the state of Israel formally. And through the instrumentality of your then foreign minister, Madame Golda Meir, and through the Mashav program of Mashav, which was started, we had a lot of collaboration and cooperation, starting in the fields of agriculture. And so you will find a lot of Ghanaians who have studied not only in Israel, but have benefited from a lot of these Mashav programs. And technically, Ghana is an agrarian economy. And so agriculture, for example, is at the forefront of government programs and projects. We have a growing IT sector, but at the basic level, agriculture is very high on government's agenda. And so I believe that your program, this MA International program, will be of particular interest to our agricultural students. And beyond that, students in various fields. Because as I said, the important thing is that it should enhance community living, it should impact communities. And so we really look forward to see how some of our investors can collaborate with your faculty to get this many more Ghanaians to participate. more than the one student you have. I congratulate him for joining, but we hope that we will have many more students, Ghanaians, young Ghanaians who would get on board, apply to study for this MA program, because we see in it a long-term benefit mutually for our two countries. So thanks for the introduction, and we will see how we will engage with our universities and see how we can take this forward. So thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much for your words. And this is only an introduction. And Itai and me plan to do some meeting with ambassadors and our faculty. So,
Tammy, can I just say just a personal note? Ambassador, Golda Meir was a very, very close friend of the family. Actually, I grew up with grandchildren. So why do I to close a long cycle? And you will always be, as Tammy said, we will invite you to our premises and would really, really do anything to collaborate with you and with other ambassadors. But when you mentioned her name, you have to understand she was like grandma for me. So, you know, thank you for just bringing up this wonderful, wonderful woman. And Tammy is correct that I overlooked, I did not mention the amazing contribution of Ram Fishman and Adas Maman to the program. So I thought I would emphasize that too. So thank you so much. And you are always welcome. Please, we will invite you specially.
Thank you, Professor. I look forward to that. Thank you.
Talking with you last week just gave me the flavor of wishing to talk and try to organize some more things. So we will be in contact and try to bring more things to do together. So please look at it only as an introduction. And I'm very proud to have another ambassador with us, Ambassador of Nepal. And as I mentioned in our talk, again, a few days ago, I started conducting relationship with Nepal last year. I was supposed to go there and train people in positive psychology. Everything was ready besides the Corona, and that made me stay in Israel. But this morning I corresponded with a friend of mine from Nepal who said he would join, but I don't see if he's here yet. And hopefully soon we will return there. So I'd like to invite the ambassador of Nepal to share things with us, please.
Namaste, Solom. Good afternoon, everyone. Tammy and Alon Beer. Thank you for your initiation and inviting embassy, Nepal Embassy. It's a really good initiative always from SID, the Society for International Development. I have been connected with SID since long, and we have been in connection and collaborations in many Zoom meetings. This is really encouraging program you developed to promote MA program in developing countries. Here in Israel, there are around 18 to 20 students who came here to study for a master program and for PhD program in different universities, Hebrew University, Tel Aviv universities, Ben Gurion universities, and other colleges. And they are doing wonderful courses. Not only that, they learned a lot. They enhancing their knowledge and also culture of Israel. They are learning agriculture, management skill, and some science background, different areas. They came here and they are studying here. And we are very much happy to share you that we are able to enhance somehow Nepal-Israel relations to a new height as since as I am ambassador to Israel. So we have covered many areas to make the connections, collaborations, even though still we can find some new things like now this EMA program, which is a very welcoming part for us. You know that Nepal is the first South Asian country who recognized Israel in 1960. So this year, we are having 61 years of our diplomatic relations between Nepal and Israel. In spite of even pandemic situation, this 2020 remained fruitful for us. We did many agreements at the level of government and at the level of people also in many areas. We signed MOU in agriculture sector, labor sector, and also at the level of NGO like Nepal Academy and Hebrew Writers Associations, Chamber of Commerce. There are many we did. So we are still more to do, and we are happy to collaborate this program with you, with Tel Aviv University and other universities also. In our country, in Nepal, we have 10 universities and many colleges. So many colleges and schools, some students from Nepal and Israel, they are having already connection, they are connected, they are exchanging their visits. Some Israeli students I met, they already visited Nepal to learn the learning situation of Nepal, and they are studying there, the hardworking side by side, how they are learning, and they also gained the culture, the passion, the sabla note, what you need in Israel.
We don't have Sabla note.
Yeah, I found some Israeli friends. I asked them what you learned from Nepal. They said sabla note, and a very calm and quiet culture. And Nepali students who came here, they found Israel is very open, and they understand how to express their views, how to express their ideas, methods, and the procedure. This is very important for us to have collaboration. I hope this will be a wonderful work for us. We last a few weeks back. I would like to mention the name Nadav Ben Yehuda, who is also in this webinar. He is very helpful for us. He is like advisory of our Nepal embassy. And he is being touch with us to make connection with you and other people. And last few weeks back, we did already signed MOU between the Disaster Management Unit of Tel Aviv University and Institute of Engineering College under Tribhuvan University. So we can open to collaborate many areas, many departments, which is essential for us. They will learn many things. Like they will also have to understand for planning, decision-making process, implementation process, how they can change their country. Especially now, the Nepalese youth, they are very intelligent and hardworking. Some students are already here in agriculture sector. They are studying here and learn and earn project. That one is they are studying and they are working in agriculture field. They learned a lot. They want to change the economic situation in Nepal, and Nepal is at the path of to accelerate economic development in Nepal. So this will be benefited both sides, and it really helped to explore the educational needs for the students and enhance the educational studies. The main challenge I want to share with you of ours is to provide practical educations, which I've found here you have more practical education. So in Nepal, we usually teach and we learn like theoretical background. We need some more exposure, some more practical background, which will enhance in future, I think, after this collaboration. So curriculum is well designed, but it is not so much effective. So this may help us to promote our people and of course the areas. They will have exposure, and internship program is also very useful for us. It will be wide use, I think. So this webinar, virtual classes, virtual meetings, and exchange of professors, faculties, students are very essential. I think it will help us, both the countries, to know each other. With this word, I would like to thank you once again for inviting us, all the participants and the team of SID. Thank you very much. Tadaraba. Namaste.
Thank you very much. And it's a good opportunity to thank Nadav, who was very nice to collaborate with. And thank you, Nadav. I didn't see you here.
Tami, one more and last intervention. First of all, I have to apologize because I have to go to another meeting. My ambassador Shakya, my love affair with Nepal goes back 15 years. One of my favorite students, Dr. Gyanesh Lama from Nepal. And then he promised, and then Ram Fishman promised to actually take me over to Nepal. It's one of the very few countries I would really love to be and have never been to. So, you know,
help in the next.
Yeah, I need help. I need help. I need to help Ram and Gyanesh Lama, who is now teaching in California, to keep the promises and visit with you again. We told Ambassador Nyarko and you and all of the distinguished guests, we will invite you over to partake in this program. We talked a lot about practical training, and this is exactly what we do here. And you know, Ram Fishman has a couple of projects in Nepal that he is very proud of. So we will continue this discussion. I really, really apologize that I have another meeting that I have to go to, and wish you all good luck and a great meeting. And we will certainly see all of you again. Thank you.
Okay. So one of the exciting, thank you, Tai. One of the exciting things for me is that everyone I was talking with, never mind what part of the world, were very excited to collaborate with. Everyone said, yes, we can do things together. And I feel that while working with other people, other culture, other experience, I just grow and develop and have lots of benefits for myself. So I need to thank you for giving me this opportunity. I think it is great. And I saw that we have here people from Tanzania whom we have some project planning to be even in this year and other, and this is really great. We have someone here from the Embassy of India with, I think, problem with the camera. Can you join us and talk? Is it okay now? Raki, the first secretary of India should be with us. I know there was problem with the camera, so I don't know if I'm heard and if you can join me. If not, then maybe we'll ask first Bhavani to participate, and later on we see if we can get together. And here, Bhavani, I see you. Before you speak with us, I must say something. I told Bhavani last week that I think she's like, I see her and talk with her as often as with my colleague in Israel, because I think we forget that Bhavani is not working in Tel Aviv University. I'm not sure if Bhavani remember that she's not working in Tel Aviv University, because every project, every student, every interested thing we have, we just want to share. And over the years, Bhavani became, first of all, a very good friend whom we all love. And we just long for coming and be with you in India. She's a great teacher, a great researcher, and does wonderful work, which is the heart and center of our doing, because actually what we do is try to bring new technology to developing countries and then work together on adapting it. So Bhavani, please talk with us and present yourself to the audience.
Thank you so much, Tammy. Can you hear me? I mean, I didn't do a sound test. I'm just hoping you could hear me. Hi, good afternoon, good morning, everyone. It's such a pleasure to be here in this company. I have to start first with a disclaimer. Now, you have to take everything that Tammy says with a pinch of salt. Tammy comes from positive psychology background, so she sees the best in everybody and in everything, including me. So everything that she just said, discount it and then take it. But what I would take in full measure is that we are such wonderful friends and we have learned and grown so much together. And I have to thank you, Tammy, you, Hadas, Ram, for the wonderful opportunity to work with you, to be here with you today, and also to be a part of this program. It's been such a pleasure working with you all over the last couple of years, especially last year. And also thanks to City Israel for supporting such a wonderful program and for having me here with you all today. And I know that I think the audience is very, very learned, and you know about what sustainable development is, what the challenges are. And in India, every one of those challenges just gets amplified like a billion times. And so we are an immense country with immense potential and immense challenges. And we are not where we are supposed to be till everybody is over there. It's like no one is left behind. And that is one of the fundamental taglines of the Sustainable Development Goals. And this is where India has its biggest challenge. We have great technology, we have great people, but we are so large that that to get everybody at that state it becomes such a challenge. And that's when friends come in, and friends, wonderful friends like Tammy and Hadas and Ram. And the secret is what Ambassador Anjan was also talking about, is about collaboration, and what Tammy was talking about is the merits of this collaboration. They say that there are 3 U's. One, what you think you are; one, what others think you are; and who you really are. And it's only when you really work with others that you really understand another aspect about yourself that you just never knew about yourself. So this whole process of working together on such large challenges, it benefits definitely the people who we are working for. But as Tammy said, it benefits us because it shows us aspects about ourselves that we've never had to deal with or confront with. And this is for both sides of the collaboration. And then what we work together also leaves the legacy to the world in terms of the research, in terms of the wonderful lessons we learn, not just for the communities that we have worked at, not just for ourselves, but for the world at large. And it has this immense 3-pronged impact. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things that comes out of it. But everything that we do, as Tammy says, it doesn't stay in a classroom, but it has direct impact on the lives of people and on our lives. And I think that is what is so powerful about this program. And at Amrita, where I'm based, we also have a very, very, we have almost identical philosophy and mode of work. So all the research that we do is mandated to have social impact. And therefore, the alignment with this MA program in developing nations is perfect. It's a perfect match for what we do here in India. And along with Hadas and Tammy and Ram, we've got some amazing projects. They're super large, mega projects, complicated in every sense of the word.
Hani, could you give an example?
Yes, for example, the 2 large ones which we have is the WISE projects. This is Women in Sustaining Environments. Is how do we engage in women monitoring the quality and the quantity of water? Can they become environmental stewards in maintaining natural resources? This is one really large project that we're working on. Another really large project that we're working on is in tribal areas where we're trying to increase the income of, these are farmers, but they're almost like farmers who live in the forest. So they're in the borders of forests with areas with really large human-animal conflict areas. But at the same time, every possible complexity in terms of nutrition, in terms of agriculture, in terms of horticulture, in terms of animal conflict, rainfall and irrigation, a very, very complex situation. So we have multiple nested projects over there. So 2 really wonderful projects, apart from co-guidance on several other projects. So these are the main projects that we're working on. I think we have easily about 15 students, I think, working between the different projects together. And we meet, like she said, we meet every week on each of the projects, and it's like we're almost talking to each other every single day. And I really like it, and every one of us really love it. And it's not just with me, but I think they have developed a whole family of wonderful collaborators here in India, in terms of people who are working at the grassroots, in terms of students, but it's also in terms of faculty. Yes, and just such a exciting place to be. And for all those of you who are a part of this program and who are joining this program, you may consider yourself as really lucky, because you are being guided by great minds and great hearts, and you will have great projects and great places to work with. So it's a wonderful combination all in all. Thank you, everyone.
What do we need more than good friends? And all my studies on what makes people happy and satisfied present that the most effective resource is connections, relationships, friendship. So when you have friendship to support and collaborate, what else do you need? So thank you, first of all, for the friendship, Bhavani, and then for all the rest. But don't worry, we're going to disturb you a lot because we can't see ourselves doing things without you. So we'll speak very, very soon. I'd like to try again and see if the First Secretary of India could fix the problem with the camera. If not, I'm sorry, because we talked before, but something was wrong. So I'm sorry for that, but this is the opportunity to ask Hallel Al-Nir to join us. And I met Hallel last year when he was in the World Bank, and now he is back in Israel. And I had the joy of meeting Hallel last week in Tel Aviv. And we talked yesterday. And Hallel, thank you for coming and joining us. And I'll be happy if you share some of your idea with the people here.
Hi, Tami. Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. Congratulations for starting the second cohort of this program. It's really exciting. My name is Hallel Al-Nir. As Tami said, I'm an urban planner specializing in international development. And in the past 3 years, I was working as a smart city consultant at the Inter-American Development Bank in Washington, D.C., where I leveraged innovative technologies to address urban challenges in Latin America and the Caribbean. Today, I'm here in Israel working at Deloitte as part of the strategic consulting team. And I would like to speak with you about the thing that bothered me the most when I started my MA in development studies, which was how it will help me professionally and how I will get a job at the end. And I would like to encourage you to choose this path and share with you my takeaways on how our industry is changing and why the opportunities to develop professionally are actually increasing, which in other words is to say why this program matters. So interestingly, today the aid industry is at a unique point in history where it is changing from an industry that was driven from good intentions and the charity mindset to measuring results and with a business-driven intentions. There is a growing recognition that businesses have an obligation to serve not just their stakeholders, but their customers, employees, communities, and the environment. And today, the aid industry crowds money from corporations, startups, the new super rich philanthropists, profit businesses, and impact investors, who are all aiming to make money and do good at the same time. And these changes mean that if you're interested in promoting a positive impact in the world, today more than ever, there are many opportunities to do so in the private, public, and third sectors. And it is also important to note that the profession itself is changing. Recent technology trends make it possible to reach the world's poor directly and get real-time information about what is working and what isn't, which wasn't the case in the past. And the profession is becoming more technological, data-driven, and results-oriented, all while incorporating behavioral science and human-centered design, which is exactly what this program does. It is a more sustainable philosophy of aid that empowers people by making measurable improvements in their lives and communities. And it's a new way of understanding poverty, hunger, disease, and other social matters. And in order to support these exciting tendencies, businesses and organizations need people who understand local complexities and have the global perspectives and the know-how to drive changes in diverse cultural environments. And they need people to help them refine their mission to improve lives, reduce inequality, and improve the planet. And I believe that this presents and will present many new opportunities in which the skills and knowledge that will be acquired in this program will surely be valuable. And as an alumnus of a similar program, I do encourage you to make this enjoyable and enriching path and be part of our growing community. And thank you very much, Tami, for inviting me, and good luck for the team and for all the students that will take this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Alel. And you don't know yet, Noah will tell you soon when she joins us, that the punishment of the people we like is that we invite them to come and give lectures in our program. So as I already mentioned to you, this year you're in Israel and you can come in vivo, not by Zoom, and we will be happy to host you in our program and listen more about your idea. And this is a good time to move to Noah Partok from the Ministry of Economy. Noah, are you here?
Yes, hi.
And Noah and I had a wonderful chance to meet several times, and she gave several wonderful lectures in our program last year, and she already obliged to do it this year as well. As you know, no one can go away, not if we like them. So Noah, please share with us a few things.
Thank you very much for the invitation, and thank you for the kind words, Tami. I wish all my punishments were as great as meeting your wonderful students and having great conversations with you and your team. So thank you very much for the invitation today. I'll introduce myself. My name is Noah Partok. I work for the Ministry of Economy and Industry in Israel, and I manage the Africa and Middle East affairs. The main goal of our operation is to assist the Israeli industry and help Israeli technologies reach new markets abroad. Our office has 45 offices around the world, and their main goal is to connect Israeli know-how and technology with different markets. Now, the most interesting fact is that in the past 10 years, more and more offices were opened in developing countries, and more offices were closed in developed countries. And the growing interest of the Israeli government in this type of markets is really, really showing. They actually realize that it's beyond the diplomatic affairs, which is super important for the Israeli relations. It's also an important economic anchor. Actually, relations between Israel, Africa, and India, the economic relations are very important to Israel and have been shown by a few governmental resolutions and a few prime minister visits, both in India and in Africa. It's really interesting that Israel itself back 70 years before was a developing country itself. We had no running water or infrastructure enough to maintain. And today, 70 years later, Israel is a startup nation, and our main responsibility as a country that really acquired all this knowledge is to share it with our friends around the world and really help other people's lives become better. And this is exactly what we are doing. And the idea is that it will be a bottom line win-win situation where both countries who are learning and receiving different technologies, and both Israel, who is creating these economic relations, will benefit from this kind of relationship. It's really interesting because this type of idea is quite new. As Hillel mentioned earlier, the idea of impact was not really spoken in the Israeli government. If you said impact or development, these were words that nobody even spoke. It was not a language that people understood. And today, if you open the TV, you will see that even the Israeli Innovation Authority produced a special video that talks about impact and how important it is and how beneficial it is for the companies who are making positive impacts besides the business aspect of communicating with other countries around the world. One of our interesting projects is a governmental project in collaboration with the JDC, the International Jewish Organization in Ethiopia, actually. And the main goal of the project is to transfer know-how and technology to small farm holders in Ethiopia, in Butajira. And this type of project was not even in anybody's mind 10 years ago. And today it happens. And the Israeli government invests money in this type of project because they realize how important it is. Just to sum up, I think the Israeli ecosystems, the different ecosystems, are really showing that the triangle is the key to the success. The Israeli government, the Israeli industry, and the Israeli academy. None of the Israeli industries could have made it without this triangle. Agriculture, water, even cyber, all these different sectors could not have been successful unless there was a collaboration. And this is why we are so happy as a government to collaborate and to cooperate with the Tel Aviv University and with really exceptional individuals like Tami and her team. And I want to finalize with saying a few words about getting into this impact industry and really developing yourself as professionals once you graduate. I think there are so many different opportunities today, both in the government, in the civil sector, in the private sector, in the humanitarian sector, and it's really, really growing. It's an industry. It's an ecosystem that is booming. And I think we have the privilege to be one of the first that are making this type of difference. And I think it's a really interesting path, not to mention, it's really fun. Those places.
No, I'm sorry, we're missing you and we can't hear. So we'll stop right here with me. Thanking you very much for sharing with us. And what we will do now is we will move to Adas and Ram, who are my managing team, my heart and my soul in the program. And later on, Zelda, who works with us, will join them by answering questions. And please, Adas, would you share, you and Ram, say some things and talk about your project and present yourself? Adas, are you with us? Yeah, great.
Yeah, but I think Ram is now.
Adas, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, let's argue who starts first. No, you go ahead.
Should we take questions or what do you suggest, Tami?
Talk and then answer question, and Zelda can join you for answering questions. But say a word about yourself first.
Okay, I guess I'm a development economist. I have about 15 years of experience in doing field research in developing countries. And I learned the field in the US. There were no real opportunities to study this field in its most modern form in Israel at the time. And a lot of what we are trying to do here is to create those kinds of opportunities for Israeli students who want to really get exposed to the most cutting edge and modern forms of this science of sustainable development and the practice of sustainable development. The opportunities that we didn't have when we, at that stage in our careers, in our development, we are trying to create them for you, both Israeli candidates and international candidates who want to study and practice sustainable development through the lens of the Israeli experience to some extent. And because from a practical point of view, from an applied point of view, a big focus of what this program is doing is to train the students as the people who will find ways to utilize Israeli expertise, technological expertise, and to make it have a bigger impact for sustainable development in other places around the world in which it may be relevant. And we heard the speakers speak about this, Noah spoke about this, and a lot of what this program is trying to do is to really make that a reality. We all feel that there is a great potential for that, but that potential is not being sufficiently fulfilled. And the government is trying to do things to fulfill this potential. We in academia are trying to do that by training you, the candidates, to become experts and practitioners in making that happen. I also want to just mention that what I always say, this is a very difficult and competitive program. It's not meant for anybody. It's meant for students who are not coming with the mindset of being a student, but with the mindset of being developing. We will take you as partners in the real projects we are running in the field, like the one that Bhavani mentioned. The partners we are working with are amazing partners, and we have a great privilege in being able to work with them. These are not homework assignments. They are not requirements to get a piece of paper with a degree. They are real projects. And so we expect all our students to be very much dedicated to making these projects happen, to work very hard. The program is hard both on the academic side and the applied side. We teach you very advanced classes in various subjects, data science, evaluation. It involves data, technology, Hadass is teaching, positive psychology, all aspects are covered, but it's hard. So you have to be brilliant, you have to be dedicated, and you have to be very mature to be a good fit for this program. And we are looking exactly for those kinds of people, and we hope to that you'll find us and that we'll find you. Hadass?
Thanks, Lam. So my name is Hadass. I'm a professor at the Faculty of Engineering. My passion is technology. And what we're trying to do within this program is we're trying to find a common language between people that have the technology background and those that don't have, in order to see how can we use technology to make an impact for various environmental, social, and sustainable challenges. And as Ram said, we're working on real projects, and we are looking for students that are passionate, that's really what they want to do. And Selda will talk soon, so I think that she can really nicely present maybe what she's doing, right, Tommy, and show, maybe answer questions. So thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome all to ask questions, and Zelda is here. She is an MA student that stayed with us in India and worked with us and is an assistant. Ram and Hadass, and there are a few of our students here. So you're welcome to ask questions if you want, and we'll be happy to answer you. Does anyone wish to ask something? hard to see here, but if not, maybe Zelda, would you like to say something as an ex-student in India and now part of our team? Are you here, Zelda?
Yeah. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Actually, I'm an engineer doing my master's, and I'm student as well. I'm working with Tami, and one of the projects that we are doing in Tami's program is contributed with environmental engineering with Hadass, while working on reusing wastewater for irrigation in India. We're working with University of Tapar. So it's the important thing that I think I can say is that what I like in this program, that we are a group that working on some type of project, and I don't really know, I didn't know a lot about the economy, and I didn't know about a lot of about the strategic, how to do the business model, and I'm just an engineer. So I think the best thing in this program is that we have 4 members in the group, and everyone is has a specialist in one aspect of the project, and we can learn from each other. So that's one of my favorite things in this program. And I think that this program, I found this program really important because myself, I really wanted to contribute my part to the world. And I think that this was the first place that I really feel that I am contributing my place, like my part to the world. So it's really important, and it's really something that made me really proud of myself. And I really thank Tami and Hadass for the opportunity, and Ram too, of course, about the opportunity to take a part as a student and as an employee of this program. So I really want to thank you in this opportunity.
Thank you, Zelda. We have a song in Israel saying, "Ani ve'ata neshana et ha'olam." You and me will change the world. Each of us alone can do nothing, but my sense of technology is terrible. Even in my pink dream, I couldn't see myself being the head of a program bringing technology to developing countries. I have to say that now I understand about water and backwash of filters and things because I attended all of Hadass classes during the last year, and I've heard many lectures, and I understand it. I think the main benefit is the fact of working together, because each of us has his own idea of what things mean, but together we can bring the strengths of everyone, the unique part that all of us have. And once we put it all together, we come into complete different situations when we understand that changing water situation or treated water in India is very important part of technology and improving well-being of people. But without understanding people and the way they relate to treated water, and as one of our students talk about and study the yak effect of being disgusted from this water, will not help us make the change. So putting together business technology, economy, psychology, agriculture, we can come to a complete different stage. So I know we are late in time, and it is too short to host everyone and hear everyone.
Tami, I think Ambassador of Ghana would like to say a few words.
Yeah, sure. I can see. I'll be happy to. Yeah, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I just want to say that it's been quite interesting and insightful hearing from Professor Fishman, Hadass, and Zelda. who is participating in this program. And she mentioned that she was just an engineer, but now she's working on a project on wastewater, using wastewater for irrigation. And I think it's an important aspect to know. Looks like my initial comments were focused only on agriculture, but it's good to hear from participants in the program, the other aspects they are studying. And Professor Ram Fishman mentioned that it's a very difficult program. It's competitive, and it's not just acquiring a paper, a certificate, and I think that's very important. And again, as I've said, I really look forward to having more Ghanaians, youth on this and taking part in this program. I see that there's one Ghanaian student, Ruben Edzwa, who is on the platform, and also Anne Mensah, I believe, yeah. And would like to know at the end of their program what they have acquired and the impact they're looking forward to make to their communities. But my question, just a question, I'd like to ask the duration for this program and when it starts. One of your speakers, I think, forgive me, I forget the name, mentioned that this is the second cohort. And so I just would want to know when the program starts so that the embassy can give to those interested, the information, all the information they need to know. But thanks again. It's been very insightful hearing from some of your students. And it's a great program.
Thank you for your question. I was excited and didn't say anything. Well, it's the second year, but actually both Ram and Adas have been working for years in this area. Only students learn engineer and went to work in India or Africa. They learn economics. It's the second year that we collaborate, all of us together as one unique program, but nothing is new. All the courses and the project and the training are with us for years. Only the design is different and it's now linked to each other. It's a 1-year program, 3 semesters, starting in October, ending in October. First and second semester are based at the university. We study on Thursday from morning to the evening, a full day all together, and then some elective courses need to be taken in other days, but most of the courses are on Thursday. And with God help and without Corona, the third semester in the summer should be abroad. So students, they can stay and do their work in Israel, but most of them prefer, and we prefer, they will go for about 2 months to apply the project in another country, India, Africa, wherever, and taking all the things that they've learned to apply there. Usually it's either our project that we design, Adas, Ram, myself, or they're connected with Israeli organizations that we really appreciate and believe in their way of working, and they become part of the organization team to work with them. We don't send the student alone. We don't let a student to go and do whatever they dream of. We try to help them accomplish their dream, but it's very important for us to do something that will be sustainable. So we try to conduct long time projects that every year students can come and make part of it. We also open a PhD program, so some of our students as PhD, they stay with us more years and they become part of the team to accomplish their research project in another country. But I'll be very happy to send more material to whoever is interested, and will be happy to give more information. Basically,
Eitan had a question.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do. I've got a small one. That's all right. First of all, hi, and thank you everyone for the information. Small question. How much of the master's is business oriented or like entrepreneurship oriented?
Ram, are you with us?
Yes. Yeah. So we try to balance all the different aspects, like Tami and Adas mentioned. There is at least one class which is dedicated to understanding business models. Sometimes it's called business models for the BOP, or for different approaches to doing business, to economic models, scalable economic models of different interventions, etc. So there's at least one course which is dedicated to the development of appropriate business models and entrepreneurship. And that's one of the core courses. And in addition to that, there's also another class which very emphasizes the economic aspects of development. And in addition to the courses, it's the thread that runs through all the coursework is weaved around the development of your projects as a preparation for the field work. So those themes of entrepreneurship is also weaved through the entire course of your work during the year in designing and preparing your projects. That is not to say that it's we try to balance the business, behavioral, psychological, economic, and technological aspects as best we can. So they all receive a lot of emphasis, but certainly the entrepreneurial and the business model is one of them.
So actually, to add on what Ram said, if I teach positive psychology, I don't teach theory. I teach the importance concept of positive psychology and the way we can take them to apply our project and how we combine it with the project. So we can talk about how to use personal resource, environmental resource, how to motivate people for the change. So whenever angle we came from, it is linked to the project. So the center is the project that from day one of the program, students are divided into groups related to different projects and work around developing this project. So everyone everything is tied around the project because it's not a theoretical program. It's put your hand in the ground and make them dirty. You can, yeah.
Thank you.
Someone else? Maria, thank you for helping me to see the people because I don't see who wish to ask. So thank you very much for that. Someone else would like to ask question? I didn't answer you another thing, Anna, Ambassador Anna, about the prize. It is, Ilana is here. Ilana, are you still with us? Ilana, our secretary. It is something around, I'm not sure for the international student, for the Israeli is a regular 2 years fee. We just stretch it for 3 semesters. So it's around 26,000 shekels for the whole program. It is about $10,000, the whole program for the international, because there is an addition for some international dealing of things, but not much change. As for going abroad, we cannot take care of insurance, but we do take care of the flight and staying abroad during the program.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. More question? Anyone else feel that you would like to ask something? If not, I put in my chat my address, and you can write to me, and either me or Ilana, our secretary, will be happy to answer any question that you put on.
So I do have another one, if I could use the opportunity, regarding scholarships, both within the university, but also in developing entities or organizations that want to support such knowledge.
We don't have inbuilt scholarship in the program. We can't promise any scholarship. Sometimes we're able to. I was able to help few students, but it's something that we get from donors or students answer a call. So to begin with, we don't promise anything. If we are able to, we try. Last year, most of the students received grants, but I have no idea how it's going to be with the now.
So who can I consult with on this topic?
There is an echo, I'm sorry. I can't hear it.
Who can I consult with on this topic?
You can know ahead. There is a call of the faculty for excellent students to apply for a grant, and we try to grant them, but it's not something that we can promise ahead. I have to say that there are some people, mainly international, that I was doing more than my best to help them come to Israel and support themselves, but it's not something that I have money that I can promise will be there. So it's better to think that we don't have grants, and if we have, we do our best, but I can promise. Things are changed, people are in crisis, and it's not part of the budget of the program. It's more donors, and no one knows what's going to be. Yeah. Anyone else would like to use our last few minutes and ask him something? If not, then I would like to once again thank everyone for joining us. I'm sorry we weren't able to hear the first secretary from the Embassy of India. We will try to have another chance, because India, like other places, but especially India, because we have so many connections with it, is very important for us, and we're sorry that we couldn't hear the talk. And we'll be happy to see you again in our future event or in the program. Thank you very much for being with us today, and have a wonderful day. Thank you, Seed Israel, for arranging it, and thank you all the participants.
Thank you, Tammy. Bye-bye. Thank you, Sid.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.